What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Church Guys Post Game Show for game number 4, Eastern Conference second round. New York Knicks tonight fall to the Indiana Pacers in big fashion by 32 points. 121-89 was the final count. And there are so many things, and I just want to get this out of the way. Today was a perfect storm. Just of everything that could possibly have gone wrong for the Knicks absolutely did today. There's a lot of places that blame can be passed for today, but it's not even about blame. Because if I'm being perfectly honest with myself, and I didn't even say this to my brothers, but I expected this kind of a game at some point in the playoffs because what the Knicks had been doing up to this point was absolutely unsustainable. It was what they were doing was fantastic, but it was absolutely unsustainable. There's no way in the world that we believe that playing 7 guys was going to be able to get you this kind of run for so long. And tonight for me, well, this afternoon for me, it was just a tired team, coupled with the fact that the Pacers shot 57% from the floor. They shot 45% from 3. So they finally had their Pacer-type game at home. This was their first fully Pacer-type game. This is what the Pacer offense is capable of. And it's a lot easier to do that against a very tired team. And, it just goes back to me to the fact that this coach, as L has said on his post, as he said in our group, you've got NBA caliber players on this team. You have playoff. We didn't see Alec Burks until the last 2 games, and only because OG got hurt. And Alec Burks has been fantastic, by the way, since he's gotten in. But Tapes, what are you doing? Bishop L, you're in my top right. You go first.
Happy why? I just wanted to come on because it's important that we be consistent and be on our show when we win and when we lose. But hey, you can't expect to, like you said, you can't expect to do this with 7 players. Like, especially when the opposing team is using their bench. The first 2 games, I knew that this was going to be a problem. Because the first 2 games of this series, their bench blew our bench apart. Both games. I think one game, their bench scored like 36-3. 46-3. You have to use the bench without question. You got it. That's why they're there. And my issue with this, and I don't want to make this a rain on Tibbs parade, because at the end of the day, those guys that are on the court, if you're going to be on the court, you got to do what you got to do. But these guys that's on the bench are not players that Tibbs didn't ask for.
This is his team.
This is his team. He wanted these players. He wanted every last one of these guys that's on the bench. So why are you not using them? Typical Tibbs behavior. He did this to Derrick Rose. He runs his A1 guys in the ground. And I'm just glad that we eventually went to garbage time, because I'm telling you, if you keep the starters in the game and we lose them by 40 and midway in the third quarter, that's a game somebody else is going to get injured in.
And Hartenstein, we don't know what the status is yet, but he seemed to land awkwardly on that shoulder and that forearm on that play down there. Davey, J-Mac, which one do you want to go?
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm surprised Davey is on. Davey don't come on after losses like.
This is how you know he mad. This is how you know he mad. Come on, Dave.
I started not to, because people been hitting me up since the third quarter. And most of these people that got so much to say, their team ain't even in.
Very true.
Their team is nowhere to be found. Dean Lee, his team is gone. Xavier Hell, his team is gone. But that's okay. I don't know. Did the Pacers get 2 wins tonight or 1?
No, and JJ Redick said it. He said, in these moments, when because he's been in the playoffs a lot, there would be a blowout that his team would get when they were a heavy favorite, and he would say, and his coach would say to him, "Hey, did the team get an extra win? No,
It's just one win.
Listen, this win tied the series. It's not like they went up 3-2.
No, they did their job. They won at home. And I'm glad that it was a blowout because these close games are more strenuous on your mental and on your body for these players.
Absolutely.
So they got to sit out. This was almost like a rest game for these players, which they ain't going to get regardless with Tibbs. They ain't going to get no rest game. But this was a rest game for them. And
starters are playing 48 minutes on Tuesday. You're going to say, I got your break. The starters are playing 48 minutes.
They're playing all 48 minutes. They ain't coming out. And we're going to come out fresh. And it might be a blowout on the other way.
They playing again on Tuesday?
They play Tuesday.
It's every other day.
I thought we was going into the 3-day break now.
It's after game 5 between game 5 and 6.
Between game 5 and game 6. The next game after Tuesday night will be Friday. Would be Friday, game 6 back in Indiana, and then game 7 would be Sunday back at the Garden.
We shot, I believe, and you got the numbers, Lo, 7 for 37 from 3.
18%. Yep.
So we usually get about 10 more threes. That's 30 points right there. But you ain't hitting them 10 threes. You ain't got no legs.
And that's why I said exactly. Today was a perfect storm. It was a perfect storm. Indiana did what they normally do. They shot well. We missed a lot of wide open shots we normally make.
Yeah.
Legs are tired.
Tired legs.
Like they're tired. Our guys are tired.
They tired.
And kudos to Rick Carlisle. I saw his game plan early. After that first TV timeout at about the 6.5-minute mark of the first quarter, he started subbing guys out. I said, "Oh, they're good." And again, it's the coach in me. I'm like, "Oh, he's going to try to run us out of the gym tonight." I saw it when I saw the first set of substitutions because he never makes subs that early. I said, "Oh, they're going to try to. This is smart." And Tibbs didn't counter it. He didn't counter it by going to fresh bodies.
Can I jump in here?
Go ahead, J-Mac.
This is what I've been telling y'all from the beginning. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. This is what I've been telling y'all from the beginning, that if Tibbs didn't go deep into the bench, that they were going to run the Knicks out of the building. I haven't even seen the game. I saw the score. I was sitting at dinner with my wife and family, and we went out for Mother's Day. When I saw it was 34-11, I said, they're hitting threes and they're fast breaking on the Knicks. I haven't even seen the stat for the fast break. I can tell you without even looking, they outscored us on the fast break. I can tell you automatically. I know they did. And it's sad because Tibbs should have put Burks in the first round. He should have let Burks get in and play. And now you waited until you absolutely had no choice to play these guys, and now it's too late. And I'm not saying the series is over, not by any means. I'm not going to say that because we're tied 2-2. But when you're telling me, D-Lo, that they're playing with tired legs, that's on the coach. That's on nobody else. I know we said this is not I know Butler said it's not a dump on Tibbs, but it is. It is, because he's been doing this all year, even when it wasn't a 7-man rotation. And now we get to the play.
He's been doing this his whole coaching career.
He did it in Minnesota with Jimmy Butler and those guys. He did it there. He killed Derrick Rose's career. And if the Knicks are smart, if Tibbs is not going to change, and we said it when he got the play, we was like, "Oh, Tibbs is going to play him, but they're going to get rid of him." They're not going to get rid of him because the players are hurt. So they're going to use that as their reason. Well, the players are hurt. But then they're going to ignore the fact that he had a little something to do with this. They're fatigued because of him.
Yep. players
And
are hurt, but you have a 15-man team.
as a ball player, I know for a fact when you are tired, your body is more
susceptible to injury.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Like when you tired, anything can happen. You may not land right. You might something's bound to happen when your
Yeah,
body.
a muscle can lock up anything,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And that's what happened with OG
yeah.
on a simple layup.
On a fast break, he and in a game where he was exerting the most energy because he was balling out of control that game.
But
OG
OG
definitely
is
gave
African. He used to running around. He can run. He's one of them Africans. They win the marathon every year, 2.5 hours straight running.
Listen,
Yeah, but he not that type of athlete though, man. He
right,
ain't no marathon runner.
right.
That dude is OG is a big dude. He ain't skinny like them African runners. This dude is big. You even said it. That dude is humongous, man. 6'8",
6'8",
and he's
240.
wide chested.
Yeah.
That dude is big, man. And you gotta rest play. Today's NBA, the way that they do that high pick and roll, everybody got the high pick and roll in their offense. Close this door. Close the door, please. Everybody got this high pick and roll in their offense. And the high octane, you gotta rest players. You gotta play them.
And I hear you, McCann, but I don't think we got a deep bench. Some of these fellas, I didn't know who the heck they were when it came.
Doesn't mean you don't have a deep bench, Dave. It just means that the coach won't play him.
The coach won't play him, no, Dave. That's on the coach. This is on the coach.
And to that point,
I know you like Tibbs. But you gotta call it like it is. This is bound to happen. Can we just be honest here?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely true. So, but to that point, Dave, because I get where you're coming from, because we haven't seen these guys all year. But here's the other side of it. You had opportunities at the deadline, both the trade deadline and the waiver deadline, so guys can be eligible for postseason. Marcus Morris was available. Kyle Lowry was available. There were a number of proven NBA veterans who were available who would have accepted a role off your bench on a championship contending team, which is what you're saying you are. So if you didn't want to go to war with Daquan Jeffries or Shake Milton, I'm fine with that. But strengthen your bench with the people who can step in these moments, because it's your job as a coach to be prepared for these moments. You can't say next man up if you're not going to play the next man.
Wait a minute. I totally forgot we have Shake Williams.
Shake played tonight.
Shake played today, 3 points off the bench. He played in garbage time, though. We lost you, Al.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yo, but Shake Williams is better than those 3 points. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shake can ball. He can play. He's better than those 3 points. But if you icing him on the bench, first of all, I haven't seen Shake Williams in the game since we got him.
Shake Milton.
Shake Milton.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen him in the game since we got him.
And all these Nick haters, yo, y'all really crazy. Y'all really celebrating because the team is hurt.
7 last words. That's funny.
Y'all really bugging out. Like you said, Xavier Hale. Like, yo, now listen, as much as I dislike teams, as much as I dislike the Chicago Bulls, I never wished for Michael Jordan to get hurt. I didn't. I never wished for anybody. I never celebrated anybody. I never, ever, ever, ever celebrated anybody getting hurt.
Because you want to beat a team at full strength.
That's it. I never. But to stoop this low, some of y'all out there, yo, it make me wonder about y'all. It do.
Let me address that last statement from Jesse. If you go back, if you go back and you watch our shows previously,
I said it.
We all said, let's go get Kyle.
We wanted Kyle Lowry when they was talking about trading him. We said go get him.
Where Philadelphia went wrong with Kyle Lowry is they put Kyle Lowry in their starting lineup. That we weren't looking for him to do that.
No, he was going to come off the bench for Brunson.
Kyle Lowry for 15 minutes a night to give Brunson a blow, and that's somebody who would be a stabilizing force for 15 minutes a game. Philly overplayed him, and at the end he couldn't sustain that. He's 38, But for 15 minutes a game at 38, as an NBA champion playoff veteran, he's a perfect addition to your team's bench.
3.5
let me
minutes
say
a
this.
quarter. 3.5
Let me say
minutes
this.
a quarter give you 15 minutes for the game.
That's it.
Let me say this. Let me say this to Jay and piggyback off of Keisha, right? People that are laughing at dudes that are injured, they're not ballers. They never played ball in their life. They never played ball. They all they do is watch the game, and the closest they ever been in an organized basketball game was on 2K. It's a video game for them. It's a video game for them. If injuries for them is reset the game and bring that player back in healthy
Right.
the next game. That's what it is for them, right? These guys. First of all, you don't laugh or make fun of somebody who's this is their livelihood.
Yes.
This is their livelihood. This is how they feed their kids. This is how they feed their family, yo. I mean, that's just what it is. But anybody that's laughing at us having injuries and stuff like that, which, again, I'm not the kind of person that says, oh, we're injured, that's why we lost. I don't do that. I don't do that. If you're a baller, for all of y'all, there are 400 slots in the NBA. 400. There are millions of people out there playing basketball that want to make it to the NBA. You make it. You make it to be one of the 400 out of the 4 million that want to play ball in the professional arena of the NBA. You have a responsibility as a ball player to go out there and do what you've been doing in high school, what you've been doing in AAU, what you've been doing in college. Y'all all have that capability. Ain't none of these guys that are on an NBA roster us.
Correct.
Okay? We can't play in the NBA. I would have never been able to play in the NBA. So ain't none of them us. They will wash the floor with anybody. So what you got to do is that I don't know if it's the training or if it's the orientation in the NBA that's messing these guys up. I don't know what it is, but y'all got to go out there and ball. Now, on the flip side of that, the coach got to put you in the game too. If the coach don't put them in the game, then the coach is killing these people's careers. Tibbs is not only killing the guys on the floor career by overworking them, Tibbs is also killing the dudes on the bench career by not playing them. Because eventually, they're not going to be able to play. I've been playing drums my entire life. At one point, I was one of the hottest drummers you would hear. But because I don't play anymore, if I get on the drums now, I can't do what Eddie is doing. I can't do what these other guys are doing because my body is not conditioned to do it. My muscles are atrophied. That's what they call it. They're atrophied. They've lost the memory of what it was that I did I did it. Muscle memory is gone. So, Tibbs gotta play these guys, and also he's got to stop running these guys on the ground. But these guys, when they get on the court, they got to show it. When they in practice, everybody gets to play in practice. Everybody gets to play in practice because the blue shirts got to go up against the white shirts. Every practice. When you get on that court in practice, get on that court and show that coach why you should be starting or why you should be playing at least 5 or 7 minutes.
I gotta disagree with you there because who knows? Maybe they are doing that, but Tibbs is just setting his ways. Maybe they have shown him. Maybe they have shown him.
And it's a strong possibility.
He's just so set in his ways. He's just so set in being in his way. I'm like, because again, this is the team he wanted. That's why I disagree with you. It's not like these aren't players he didn't want. These are players he wanted.
These are players that he wanted.
Play them. And let me just piggyback off of something you said. We not one time celebrated Embiid's injury in this first round.
Not one time.
Not nobody on here.
Not one time.
Embiid was hurt. We never celebrated, well, Embiid is hurt. Yeah, we happy. Nobody
Halliburton-
ever celebrated.
Halliburton is on a bad back end leg. We ain't celebrating that.
Exactly. But you got dudes on here actually celebrating injuries as the reason, because it's the reason why the Knicks are losing. It's because we don't have a team. And you got people out here celebrating. Yo, I don't want to talk to y'all. Don't talk to me.
I'm not addressing anybody that didn't play ball.
Tell your boy Bishop Mike Calvin, stop tagging me. Stop tagging me.
Listen,
Yeah, he getting dirty with it. He getting ruthless with it.
Because
We
the
not
team,
even-
the team is hurt.
And you know what? We missed our whole front line. Our entire starting front line is Mitch, OG, and Randall. That's our front line.
And possibly Hartenstein now.
Possibly Hartenstein. And the dude we got that was supposed to give us 15, 16 off the bench, Bogdanovich.
I mean,
They forgot about him.
That's crazy.
He going for the year too.
That's crazy.
Jake Brunson, honestly, he was moving fine. He's clearly tired. Every shot he took tonight was front of the rim. They were on target, but they were in front of the rim. That is the perfect sign of a tired. When he missed a layup on Nembhard at the rim, at the front of the rim, he couldn't get it up over the rim. I said, "Oh, his legs are gone. He's tired."
Yeah.
And
Listen,
the reason why I'm not going
to make no excuse. I'm not going to make no excuse. But at the same time, don't come on here talking about the Knicks laws, they this and they that, and you're not going to be realistic about the situation. I don't want to talk to you.
Like you said, McCann, some of the people that saying, the Knicks lost, they can't even name 3 players on the team. All they see is the win and the loss. They don't know the ins and outs of the loss.
There are people out there that are celebrating the injuries, but their team is home. So
Jamel Stewart, Fat Cat from Long Island. His team is the Spurs.
Did you say Fat Cat?
Listen, this was the Mother's. I called it in the group. Y'all saw what I put up. Today was the Mother's Day Massacre. That's what it was.
Yo, that's crazy because I posted that.
Mother's Day Massacre.
You're in the Holy Ghost.
Right,
Keisha, that on my page.
Those are casuals. That's why I don't pay them any attention. I don't pay casual fans any attention. Casual fans can't get under my skin.
This has nothing to do with James Dolan. And by the way, happy birthday, James Dolan. This has nothing to do with James Dolan. This has nothing to do with Leon Rose. This is what's going on that sideline. This was strictly the coach. I'm sorry. I know, Davey, I know you love Tibbs. You know I've been on him. And I've been pretty cool this playoff, 7-man rotation and all. But it came back to bite the team.
But
and
I
don't know if
they're
they're
winning
going to recover
despite
in
the
time
coach, not because of him.
Has Tibbs ever got past the second round as a head coach?
No.
This is this year. If he don't do it this year, I'm gonna be with y'all on this Tibbs train.
But if they get past the second round this year, it's gonna be because of the Nova Knicks. It's gonna be because they were the three of them, the three guys who are playing the most minutes right now. The Nova Knicks are tired, and they played like it today.
The Nova Knicks that Tibbs got the best, that Tibbs coached up. Because Dante was not doing this in Milwaukee. Josh Hart was not doing this in Portland.
I gotta disagree with you there, Dave.
You can't sit here and tell me. You can't sit here and tell me.
These are Jay Wright's players.
Right.
These are Jay Wright's players.
Right.
Yeah, Dave, you ain't watching Milwaukee or Portland game now, don't you?
I ain't seen Dante doing this in Golden State.
Steph Curry last year. He played with Steph Curry, so he got some pedigree.
And Dante DiVincenzo was a starter on that Milwaukee championship team. He was the starting two guard on that team. Josh Hart, while Josh Hart has been a journeyman, every GM that talks about him says the reason why we've ended up having to trade him is because we thought we were getting a better player in return, and teams want Josh Hart. So you're going to put him with his two best friends, Jalen Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo. There's a chemistry there that's 10 years old that's going to outshine everything. So this ain't. I'm giving Tibbs no credit for the Villanova Knicks. That's Jay Wright's team.
You got to give Tibbs credit. No, you got to give Tibbs credit for these Villanova boys, man.
Absolutely
No,
not.
no.
But they
I'm
didn't
not.
do none of it where they were.
I'm not giving
Dave,
Tibbs any
Dave.
credit. I'm
Those
not giving
those
Tibbs,
three
I'm
guys
not
won
giving,
2 NCAA
Thank you,
championships.
Jesse. Thank you, Jesse.
yo,
I appreciate. We
I'm not,
appreciate that.
I'm not giving Tibbs no credit for anything that these boys have always done when they
Right.
was together. They've
Yep.
been doing this. All it took
Since
was for them to
2016.
get together. I remember when we traded for Josh Hart. And when we traded for Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson was in the mall.
Right.
when
And
that
That was
started
trade happened.
screaming.
And when he got that call
Started
that Josh
screaming and
Hart was
hollering.
coming, Jalen
Yeah,
Brunson went crazy.
One of his friends had it on his phone and showed him their phone, and
Right.
Yeah.
then
And
he
he
went to
cussed.
his phone to see it. Yes.
Yeah. And then the both of them was like, go get Dante. And trust me when I tell you, they are definitely working on that Bridges piece. I can guarantee you.
And not for
They
nothing.
definitely working on that.
We got Dante on a discount. You don't think that was them?
We got him on a discount.
We know
You can't give Tibbs. No, you can't give Tibbs no
that's
credit.
not Tibbs.
That's not Tibbs at all. That's their culture. That's the
Yep.
way. That's their culture. That's
Jay Wright.
in them. That's
Yep.
Jay Wright. That's in them. Them boys been playing together for years. It's almost like putting your father's original band back together. If you put your father's original band back
Oh, that's
together,
a problem.
it won't have nothing to do with you. It'll have all to do with what they came out of. If you bring Dwayne Myers back and Jeffrey White back and all the
David
boys
Bratton.
and David Bratton, if you put that squad together right now,
They have a unique
That's a
chemistry.
platinum album. That's a
They
platinum
gotta-
album.
they got a unique chemistry, which although you are a great musical director and you've carried the torch at better than anybody I could ever see, you would be sitting there and amazed like you was 25, 30 years ago when you was watching them boys when you was trying to learn, because they ain't miss a beat. They ain't miss a beat.
Greg Mitchell. Don't forget Greg.
Yeah, that's all a part. That's that chemistry. And Josh DiVincenzo and Jalen, they have a chemistry that is second to none. Tonight they got tired. That's all. Tonight they got tired.
I don't think the series is over
guarantee you-
if they lose Game 5. I don't think it's over.
Oh, no. Well, first of all, they're not going to lose Game 5.
We're not
I
losing
believe
game
they're
5.
going to win Game 5.
I believe they're going to win Game 5 as
Game
well.
6 is going to be the issue. Can they
Game
win
6
in
going to be the
Indy?
problem.
Can they
Game
win
6
in
is
Indy?
good. I think they
got
can.
Indiana hasn't lost a game at home in the playoffs this year.
Well,
So-
let me say this to you. They almost lost the other night, so it's not beyond the realm
There
of
we go.
possibility.
Correct.
It's not
It
beyond
took
the
a
realm of
miracle shot to
possibility.
beat us.
Okay, it took a miracle shot, and not only that, is that your heart talking? Yeah, I'm rooting for Philly right now. Absolutely, I'm rooting for Philly right now. Yes, come on, go Embiid, let's do this. What they almost won the other night in Indiana. It took a miracle shot, and again, these guys didn't get tired today. They were tired then.
Yes.
They were tired on Friday night as
And the
well.
schedule
And the
is
schedule,
catching up
right.
because
Right,
it's
that-
every
yeah,
other day.
every
That's
other
what
day.
got it.
So now
And
listen.
that's the other thing. As a coach, Tibbs, you know the schedule for the first 5 games is every other day. You gotta go deeper into your bench.
You got to go
Just-
deeper into that bench. They
Just
went
to
on.
stop the war of attrition.
Dave,
They
this
win.
is on Tibbs. I know you love him, but this is on Tibbs.
It is absolutely on Tibbs, because as a coach, you didn't prepare. We don't know, Noah. We don't know. Tibbs' update is he's doing a lot of pull work right now. That's great, but he has not done any on-court work yet. So
Yeah.
they're working the hamstring out. The pull work is a good sign, but until they actually get him on a basketball court tomorrow, we won't know what's what.
I just
If
think
Tibbs
you
is
ought to
smart,
just
they're
forget
flying
about-
back tonight.
just
They gotta
forget
fly
about-
back tonight.
Forget about OG in this series, guys. Let's
Right.
just forget about
Yeah.
him. Stop asking about him. Just go at it as he's not playing. And if he does play, fine. And what are we going to get? We're going to get a 60 to 70% OG. Listen, I just say that he's not.
I mean, we're Jason, we're good. We're good overseer. The issue today is Philly. Indiana played the game that they normally are supposed to play. Knicks shot horribly today. Let me give you the numbers on that. New York Knicks today shot 33% from the floor, 18% from three. You're never gonna win in the end. I don't care
What
who you are. You're
what's
not
the
winning
fast
any
break?
game shooting that.
What was
They
the
can't
fast
be
break
boys and
points?
girls
I didn't even
kangaroos
look
like
at
that.
fast break points yet.
What's
Let
the
me look at
fast
that.
break points?
Let me find that. But we're good. Team stats. We got fast break points. Indiana beat us fast break points 22-5. That's 17 points.
There you go. There you go. I told you I didn't even see the game, and I told you that fast break stat was going to be a killer.
Yeah,
22-5.
I saw it
Yes,
6 minutes.
23-5, brother.
When Carlisle went to his bench 6 minutes into the game, and he went to Obi and a TJ McConnell 6
He
minutes into
wanted
the
to
game,
run up.
I said it. I said, "Oh, he's gonna try to run. He sees the fatigue, and he's gonna try to run us out of this building."
Can't do it with seven. You can't do it with a short bench. He's still under the Pat Riley mentality of 7 players. And listen, when Riley was here, that's what cost us the championship because he wouldn't pull Rolando Blackman. He stayed with his 7 players.
He had
That's
Rolando
what
Blackman
cost us.
and Hubert Davis on the bench.
He stayed
He had
with
Rolando
John
Blackman
Stark.
and Hubert
It
Davis.
And
killed us.
Stark shot 2 for 20. I remember.
Yeah,
Jesse,
he went.
no,
He did seven players. That's what Riley
Yep.
did.
Jesse,
But that's a loyalty thing. You gotta rock with the guys that got you there.
that's a stubbornness thing.
Jesse, what are you
we're not
talking
ignoring
about?
the facts, Jesse.
We're not ignoring those
We
facts.
just been
That's what
wait.
we've been
Have
talking
you been
about that the
listening
last
to us?
half an hour.
We've been talking about the same thing you just put up.
Listen,
Haven't we been talking about this?
Let me help Jesse out. Let me put it in perspective for you. We're not ignoring it, but I will take my rested 7-man rotation over all 10 of the guys Rick Carlisle plays.
Come on.
Just because of the heart that they have. So the
Yeah.
Knicks can still win this series because our 7 rotational pieces are better than 10 guys and more consistent than the 10 guys that Rick Carlisle runs out there. So
But
we're
bro,
not ignoring.
we've been yelling and screaming
But, yeah,
all
exactly.
afternoon
We've been saying
about. Let me say, we've been yelling and screaming about the injuries, and we've been yelling and screaming about the coach who doesn't make adjustments, who only plays 7 players.
Right.
I mean, did I miss something?
The injuries, which are a byproduct of the coach not playing deeper into the bench.
Correct.
I think today was a good thing, man, because it's an early games. So after them late games, you don't have a night to rest. They resting right now.
Well, I mean,
for the rest of the day.
Tonight.
Well,
they're flying out tonight, so they're gonna get in their own beds tonight.
Yes.
When did Tibbs pull our starters? That's because
third quarter.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Okay, great. Because I was screaming that. Go to garbage time at this point. We down 43 points.
Yeah, at that
go to
point,
garbage time.
There's no comeback. Offensive rebound. We actually out offensive rebounded them. They out rebounded us for the game 52-43, Jake. We out offensive rebounded them 16-9. But I'm not looking really at any of these stats as being true other than the shooting, simply because it was a blowout. It was a blowout. So other than the shooting numbers, I really can't look at any of the stats and take them seriously.
I know one thing. Indiana has to be in their head right now saying the only way we beat this team is because they tired. No. The only way that they beat this team.
Yes, Sam. They were doing Sha'Carri Richardson on us. They was just running. They got the pace they wanted.
But guys, we said this in the beginning of the series that they were going to run. We said this, but Tibbs is the one that has to make the adjustment. He just went to Alec Burks the other night. Alex Burks should have been playing since the first round against Philly. Yep. He should have been playing since then so that he could get used to playing with the guys on the court in game, not just in practice. This, and I know the Knicks are not going to. I know they're not going to. They're going to keep him. But me, if it was me, I have to look at how he managed these games, and look at the fact that he has a history of doing this.
Absolutely.
So
Jason,
I
thanks you for the
don't.
homework assignment, J
So
Mac.
so
Great.
I don't want to, and this is me, and I know that Jason McCants is probably going to rail me over the coal for this, but I don't really want to lose Tibbs
No.
because Tibbs is a big factor in the way that this culture is as far as that locker room and that court. I do really want them to get Tibbs a better assistant coach. I don't know any of his staff. I do want them
Jalen
to get
Brunson,
him.
Dad. Rick Brunson.
Well, I mean that's a former
But,
player.
but
I'm
Rick
not even.
Rick Brunson's not a lead assistant. You need an
He's
X's
not a
and
lead assistant.
you need an
You
X's
need
and
a
O's lead assistant who can run
you
that offense.
yeah, like you
And who
need a Mike.
can get in Tibbs's ear and let him know, hey, coach, we need to rest this guy. We got to pull this guy now.
Yeah, you know,
You
like
had that with Kenny, with Kenny, what? Oh God, why?
Atkinson.
No, not Atkinson. The Kenny Payne, who was on our staff till he went to go coach his alma mater. You had that in Woody and Kenny Payne the first 2 years that they were here, and you could, and this is when people were starting to think that Tibbs was changing. But no, you had two NBA caliber head coaches who were assistants on this team who Tibbs would listen to. When those guys went and got head coaching jobs, now you got a bunch of no names and a bunch of first time assistants. And Tibbs is like, yeah, y'all here, but I ain't really got to listen to y'all.
I ain't got to listen to y'all. And that's exactly what I was saying.
Can I respond? I'm not going to rake you over the coals, bro, but I am going to disagree. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we have a track record. We have a track record to look at with Tibbs. And Tibbs, we have a track record. And even the track record when he was here, when he had those coaches, he still stuck to a 7-man rotation. That's why we lost to Atlanta that year. He never, and he wouldn't pull Randall.
Well, we had no shooting in that series as well. We honestly
but wait a minute, wait. But Randall did. Let's not forget. Randall did not show up, and the coach did not pull him. He kept him in the game and let him shoot us out of every game. That is the problem with Tibbs. And
I don't disagree, but in that case, J-Mac, who was he going to?
Right.
Okay, but you know what?
With that team overachieved that first year because there was no our starting point guard was what you call it?
Frank Ntilikina.
It wasn't even Ntilikina.
No, Frank was coming off the bench.
Right, Frank was coming off the bench. The starting point guard was what's my man's name? I can't even think of his name right now.
Because Burks was coming off the bench. Burks was coming off the bench.
Burks was coming off the bench. You had Elfrid Payton was your starting point guard. You know, we didn't have enough shooting around him. The Knicks fixed that problem over the last couple of years. And and honestly, he was taking over a team that Randall at that point was the only piece. When you saw the turnover now over the last couple of years, like we've all agreed, now you have the team you want. Why do you still not trust them?
And that's why I disagree with the Tibbs. Because now you got the team and you got the team he wanted. The team he wanted. This ain't a team that Rose just said, here, coach my players. These are the guys I think. No, Rose went to him. And Rose said, you tell me the guys you want
what you need.
To get.
Absolutely.
This is the list who's available. You tell me who you want. You give me the list, I'm going to go shop for the groceries. That's what he did. And he still didn't play him. So no, Butler. I'm sorry.
It's got to be more to it than that, McCann. It has to be, because I don't think Tibbs is retarded.
Well, he's been doing it everywhere he went.
Because look, we had Burks. Burks was his man. We lost Burks to Detroit. He went back and got him back.
But he didn't play him till game 3.
Well, Davey,
of the second round.
Davey, to your point, you don't think he's retarded. Well, he's definitely insane. Because if you're looking for different results while doing the same thing, they call that insanity.
We preach about this all the time. We as preachers, preach about going around the same mountain for 40 years. We talk about it. And that's what this guy is doing.
Hendrickson, that bench did not shock me. That bench.
No, they're good. No, Indiana's bench is good.
That bench got one of my favorite Knicks on it, Obi Toppin.
That
Obi
bench is
Yeah.
Toppin
good.
can explode at any
Listen,
given moment.
TJ
That bench
Yes, he
does not
can.
shock me.
Listen, TJ McConnell is such a pest. I would take him on my team any day.
Yeah.
TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, that's a good bench over there. That's a good bench. And that's why Tibbs has got to play our bench, because as good as they are, I still think our bench
But
is better.
can I just finish up and I'll give the floor back to y'all, I promise.
No, you
But,
good. You good.
You
Talk.
know, I want Tibbs to be successful. It's not that I'm not rooting against him. It's just that I keep on seeing the same formula every year. And this year he had a reason to go deeper and he didn't do it.
Absolutely.
He had a reason, Al. There was no reason for him to wait till game 3 of the second round to put in Burks. Burks should have been in there in the first round. Do you disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree with that.
That's
Burke should
why
have
I'm
been in
saying
there.
that.
Burke should have been in the first round. Precious should have played more in the first round.
That's what I'm saying, and you can't ignore that.
You've got to match up with big athletic teams, especially when you got Hartenstein in there. Now you've got Jericho Sims as your backup 5. I can live with that. Play Precious and Hartenstein together more often so you can keep Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam off the boards.
But even Jericho Sims, that's six fouls off the bench. Since you don't want to play him, at least let him use his fouls. At least let him use the fouls. You're not playing him anyway. What's the problem?
Jesse, Nicholas Batum fell on
Rolled on his ankle.
and put him out for the season by jacking up his ankle to where he needed surgery.
Yes, he did. And what's that boy? Joel Embiid did the same thing to Mitch.
Listen, Jason,
But we've been crying. I don't. Maybe people not listening to our broadcast. I don't know.
No, a lot of them just want to hear themselves talk. Honestly, a lot of them just want. They just want to hear us talk because if we lose the game, they just want to come against us. But again, we've been saying it from the start of this podcast over a year ago. We are not delusional Knicks fans. Well, maybe Davey a little bit sometimes, but we're not delusional.
Because he loves
Davey.
I don't understand
Davey is not a delusional.
Nah,
Knicks fan.
I know that's my brother. I'm teasing.
Davey is a passionate.
He's
Knicks
passionate.
fan. And I think all of us have been there.
Absolutely.
All of us have been. All of us have been where Davey
Bro,
is.
are we?
But I think all of us are older than David too. So, we can't take the stress no more like he can. But he's getting there. Oh, you trust me.
Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there.
I'm 46.
Oh yeah, you got about another 2 years to go of this, and then you're gonna be like, I can't take this.
Yeah, then you're gonna be over.
I'll be a Knicks fan, but you'll be on a day by day basis, just like us.
Dave, I'm 47 and I'm already over it.
Listen, I'm 50. I think I'm the oldest out of all of y'all.
You are.
You were the elder statesman.
I'm 2 weeks away.
Yeah, June is coming, brother.
May 30th. May 30th is my birthday.
Right, May 30th. I always say June.
Listen, man,
I want Tibbs to do well. I just think that Tibbs is antiquated. I just think he's too antiquated, guys. And sometimes you could be too old and I just think Tibbs has not really matured and bought into the new generation of player. He just hasn't. He hasn't.
Okay. Because I don't remember 7-man rotations being a thing back in the 90s. So how can we call him antiquated?
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley was notorious.
He's a Riley disciple.
Thank you. Thank you for refreshing my memory. Okay, you're right.
He's a Riley disciple, Dave. That's why I'm telling you, we're going to have to get this guy out of here. He's stubborn like Riley. Riley cost us because of a 7-man rotation. Do y'all understand that? That's the one that's lifting up.
But look what. See, be careful. Look what happened when we didn't want to pay. We didn't want to give Riley his prop, and he got on out of here and went to Miami and got freaking rings down there.
Get Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson wanted the players to wear prayer shawls in practice.
I don't care if it's gonna get us a ring. Wear the doggone prayer shawl. Get us a ring.
Let me say this.
Get us a ring.
Let me say this.
Wear the prayer shawl and speak in tongues and walk around the garden 7 times and hope that Jerry gonna happen.
It is sad, Jason, because we absolutely all agree on this. Mark Jackson is the reason why the Golden State Warriors are where they are.
Well, can I
No,
say something?
I don't like the way they deal with
me.
Mark Jackson either. They wrong.
Well, the league
Oh no,
doesn't deal.
we're talking. That's what we're saying. We're saying Mark got done dirty by the league.
Dirty.
Mark got done dirty by the league. However, I think it's too late to coach for Mark Jackson to coach this particular team, because Mark Jackson's expertise is coaching young players and getting them to a good place. Now, I still believe Golden State wins a championship with him if he was still coaching that team, because he's the one that pushed that team to where they were on their way to. I don't think Mark Jackson can coach the Villanova Knicks. I don't think he could coach the Nova Knicks.
I think he would be perfect for them.
I think he could, because they're still young enough.
Because Jalen Brunson is a great point guard. Mark Jackson is a point guard extraordinaire. And you got an extension of yourself on the floor. I think he would work well with Jalen Brunson.
I think he would be a good assistant coach.
The oldest member of our starting five is of our actual starting five, not what we're currently running out.
It's Julius Randle, 29, 30.
He's 29 years old.
Yeah.
So you got Jalen's 26, just turned 27. Dante's 25. OG's 26. Hartenstein's 26. And Randall is 29. I think Mark could coach a younger team, yes.
I don't think Mark Jackson get the real NBA credit he should get, because he changed the game.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Jason Hendrickson agrees with you, Butler.
And I say Mark Jackson changed the game.
It's too late for Mark to coach this team. It's too late for Mark to coach this team.
It is.
Mark should have been hired
when they drafted quickly. Yeah, they drafted quickly because they had RJ, they had Randall at 25.
Absolutely.
And they drafted quickly, and Grimes in that first round.
Absolutely. Mark should have been hired before all of this. And see,
but you think the players wouldn't be able to adjust to him? You really believe the Villanova Knicks wouldn't adjust?
I don't think Mark would be able to adjust. I don't think Mark would be able to adjust to the fact that these are players who are already proven on the court right now. Mark
Jackson don't bend. He gonna do it his way.
Yeah, Mark's strength.
Well, most coaches are gonna do that.
But Mark's strength was being able to coach a rookie.
Be quiet on the phone.
Steph Curry, a rookie Klay Johnson. Like those are his kids. That crew is Mark Jackson's kids. So it's easy for him to cultivate them and get them to. I mean, he had a Steph Curry that was frightened to play because he didn't know if his ankles was going to hold up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mark Jackson should get credit for changing the game, because no other coach.
Isaiah Thomas already gave it to him.
Yeah, no other coach would allow a Steph Curry to say, "Okay, pulling up on half court is a good shot for you."
Yeah.
Mark Jackson thought outside the box with them shooters he had.
Now let me
he
say
can pull
this.
up from anywhere.
Let me say this, and I'm sorry, Dave. Let me say this. What I am saying does not mean Mark Jackson is not a good coach. Mark Jackson, I believe, is a great coach. Any point guard as good as Mark Jackson is definitely going to be a good coach. Any point guard. The only person I don't think would be a good coach is Steph Marbury, because there's something ain't ticking up there.
All right,
I'm watching all his interviews.
Okay, guys. Nope.
Yeah,
not calling no names.
We're not gonna call no names, but
Steph actually did a good job coaching in China, though. He actually coached his team to the championship in China.
He played them into that championship. However,
he actually took over as coach a couple of years later.
Steph got a statue. Steph got a statue,
and actually took his team to.
That's true.
He won a championship as a coach in China as well.
Let me ask you this question. If Mark,
China or not, Dave, it's still a championship. It's still a championship, Dave Q.
And there's NBA players playing over there, not just Steph.
Yeah, I think Mark Jackson is a great coach. I just believe that Mark Jackson is more of a developmental coach.
Okay.
as opposed to him being somebody that can come in and change this and change everything right there. Like, they should have hired Mark 8 years ago. Completely and totally agree. And
Yeah, but
and
so you're
wait.
saying
You hire Mark and you give him Leon Rose and World Wide West, and they build the chemistry that they have with Tibbs. This team wins a championship already.
But again, I'm gonna go back to the 7-man rotation, and it killed us. And again, we were saying that he was gonna change
We were hoping
when he got these players. Y'all was saying that. When y'all was saying that, I was skeptical.
We were hoping he was going to change.
And I said that he wasn't. And now that we see that he wasn't, do you think that we're gonna go far even next year if he sticks to a 7-man rotation?
Game 7, 94 finals. The Knicks played 8 guys. And
yeah, but who was?
And it was actually well. That's what I'm getting ready to go through. Knicks played 8 guys, but I don't really count it as 8 because one of those 8 only played 4 minutes.
Was it Anthony Bonner?
No, that Knicks started Patrick Ewing, Charles Smith, Charles Oakley, Derek Harper, and John Starks in that game 7.
Doc Rivers probably got them 4 minutes.
No, off the bench
Doc
that
wasn't
day.
on the team.
Anthony Mason. No, Doc was hurt at the 94
Doc
finals.
was hurt.
Doc was hurt. Anthony Mason played 31 minutes. Greg Anthony played 12 minutes, and Hubert Davis played 4. We got no Rolando Blackman in a game 7.
And those 4 minutes were at the end of the game. I remember he brought in Hubert when it was too late.
So
we didn't get blown,
shot 2 for 18 or 2 for 20.
No, we didn't get blown out in that game. That game was close.
But it was a 7-man rotation, and you left one of the best shooters in NBA history on the bench.
We was down by like 7 points in that game. Like
we lost by 6.
7-8. Yeah, we was down by like 7-8 points.
Hey, let's not show our basketball historian mentality, because some folks don't feel like we should talk about the past.
What?
No, nothing matters. The past doesn't matter. What only matters is what's happening now. That's what I saw on a live the other day.
Well, if they would have hired Mark, he would have been the chaplain, and the entire Knicks team would have been filled with the Holy Ghost and fire.
Well,
no, we're talking about 94, Jesse, not 99. We're talking about 94 when Tibbs was on the staff, when Tibbs was on Pat Riley's staff.
And then 99, Van Gundy was the head coach, not Pat Riley.
Well, I could tell y'all
and in 99, this was an injured team as well.
Yeah.
Ewing was
out for the year.
If Mark Jackson was the coach, Jay Hen would definitely be the chaplain. We would always have tickets because him and Mark are actually close.
But why would he want to be the chaplain? He don't like the Knicks.
Oh, he would jump right on the bandwagon.
He would love him if Mark Jackson was there.
Wait. What do you mean he don't like the Knicks? Don't you see that picture up there?
Right. There you go. There he is. He's a Knicks man.
What you mean he don't like the Knicks?
What's that?
You want me to say it out loud?
Yes, Landry Fields is now the GM of the Atlanta Hawks, and who won the NBA draft lottery today.
They get the number 1 pick
with the second lowest, which means either Trey or the other guy. One of them is gone.
They talking about trading. They want to get rid of Trey now.
Murray. One of them is gone because Atlanta got the won the draft lottery today.
So they going to get Bronny?
Don't know. Whoever the number 1 pick is, but
I'm telling you right now,
won the lottery today.
Bronny is Kwame Brown all over again. I'm telling y'all right now, mark my words. Bronny is Kwame Brown all over again. Over again.
I don't think Bronny gonna be no number 1 pick though. No, Kwame Brown is the number 1 pick.
No, he's either Kwame Brown all over again or Greg Oden.
Or how about this one, y'all? This guy could have been playing like this all this time, so he can get a lower pick, go where he want, and he really can't play, but he just didn't. He might be holding back. I heard that before.
We did put that in our chat, but I don't know.
We did.
That
We
heart
better
attack
hope he ain't the next Reggie Lewis.
that heart attack is real. I don't care what nobody said. That heart attack is real. And 9 times out of 10, as real as that heart attack was, he could be holding back, but he could be holding back not because he don't want to display his skills. He could be holding back because he's scared to pass out on that court again.
There you go.
Let me tell you
By-
something.
Because I
By the way-
remember
Ain't Gaddis.
at the age of 16 playing ball at Grover Cleveland. And when I passed out on that court 2 weeks after that Hank Gaddis situation, the PSAL said, you will not get insured. They did not insure me to play at all. That was it. End of my basketball career. I changed my jersey for a comma.
Let me tell you something. And nobody talks about this. You brought up the late great Reggie Lewis. Reggie Lewis used to give Jordan buckets.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He used to give that man. Nobody talks about him, but that Reggie Lewis was a problem. That dude was a problem.
I'm gonna go further back than that. I heard, because I never really watched this dude, but it was a cat named Len Bias that they said in college he was giving Jordan work in college.
Well, Len Bias, yeah, University of Maryland, was supposed to be the next great Celtic. But before we do, Jesse posted something that's pretty important, so we got to be Church of Guys for a second. Please, those that know prayer, know the value and the power of prayer. Jules Bartholomew.
Now he had the surgery. He had the surgery a couple of days ago. He's
out.
He's actually
walking around
very well. He's out walking around now. Yeah.
Excellent.
Jason said he went to see him. He's doing really good. That's great to hear. That's great to
He
hear.
had a triple bypass.
He's one of the great songwriters of a generation. One of the great musicians.
Yeah, that guy came and performed. He performed at my Bishop's Ball, man. He came. He was performing somewhere else, and my wife reached out to him. He came at the last minute and came and performed at my Bishop's Ball. I'll always be grateful for that guy.
Yeah, one of the all-around good guys, Jules is. He really is. He really is. Will help anybody. So,
real humble.
Yes. So we praying for you, bro. Keep resting up, and we'll definitely see you soon. By contrast, 99 finals, game 5, a game that we lost 78-77. Oh, God, that was the 90s, yeah. But we lost to San Antonio. Jeff
78. 78 was the final score.
78-77 was the final. We lost by 1 point. Remember, Latrell missed a fall away at the end of the game. That step back that would have won the game for us and sent it to a game 6. But Knicks played 9 guys that night. Marcus Camby was the starting center because Patrick Ewing was out. Larry Johnson played 41 minutes on one leg that day. Allen Houston, Charlie Ward, Latrell Sprewell, Herb Williams, Chris Childs, Kurt Thomas, and Chris Dudley. See, Van Gundy got it. He said, I need all five of my bigs got to play because all of y'all got to make up Patrick Ewing. And that makes sense. That's smart.
The contrast in it, and that shows you the contrast between him and Pat Riley or him and Tibbs. Van
Gundy, the Pat Riley guy too.
Yeah, but
to an extent.
Let me tell you something.
To an extent.
Let me tell you something. That's who I think can coach this team to the promised land if he really wanted to get on the sidelines again. Jeff Van Gundy.
I don't think
but he's up in Boston in the front office.
Well, he's a consultant technically, so we could hire him away.
Yeah, but he's up in Boston in the front office up there.
But I think if Leon Rose called and said, "Hey, we want Q back on the sideline," I think he'd take the job. He never wanted to leave here.
Love you too, Overseer Hendrickson. We love you too, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Love you, man.
Who never wanted to leave?
Van Gundy.
No, Van Gundy, after that 9/11 thing, I think he lost a best friend in that thing or something like that, and it was a lot on him, and that's why he walked away from coaching in New York.
And Dolan.
It was a bit much.
Dolan.
Dolan. I think it was more
Dolan
because he ended up quitting with the team like 10-9 or something like that year that he quit. The team started off a little slow and they were 10-9, and he was just like, I ain't dealing with this no more. Dolan's getting on my nerves because Dolan's policies were getting on everybody's nerves.
Yes.
He was Dolan mad at Sprewell and Camby because they didn't want to go to his media training nonsense. Like Van Gundy
And then
was
he
like,
he signs Allen Houston to that albatross of a contract. I know we're not trying to go down the road, but that's what started everything.
Are we still paying that contract, by the way?
No, he's paid. He doesn't have a Bobby Bonilla. It's over.
He
We
doesn't
still
have a
paying
Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla. I'm about to
The
say
Mets are still paying Bobby
The
Bonilla.
Mets
though.
are still paying Bobby Bonilla.
You still paying Bobby Bonilla.
Right. We're Yankees fans over here.
Yankees don't have that kind of.
We don't have we don't make Madoff deals.
Bobby Bonilla. I call him Bobby Bonilla. That's what I call him. Bonilla.
Yankees still paying A-Rod.
No, A-Rod's finished too.
Nah, they got him off he's off the books.
He's off the book. A-Rod is trying to be an owner now. He's off
Yeah,
the
A-Rod trying to fix that image he had of them steroids and stuff. He trying to be an owner now.
Yeah.
Well, you know
he's trying to get in the Hall of Fame any way he can.
I think one day we're gonna talk about that, because let's just be honest. I really don't feel like the writers should have that much say over these guys who had Hall of Fame careers long before the juicing era.
Yes.
You keeping them out of the All-Star game.
Roger Clemens don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Clemens.
Here's the thing, though. Bonds and Clemens, they were on the report, but there are no positive tests from either of them.
No
positive tests.
So
Big
how
Poppy,
do you keep
now
them
Big
out?
Poppy, they got a record of him. They
got
taking the juice.
Poppy got in, and Poppy was actually failed the drug test.
He failed it. Yes.
And Poppy's in the Hall of Fame. Poppy's in the
Hall of Fame. Yeah, he in there.
Poppy got
in there.
He's in there at the Red Sox.
But you're keeping Bonds and Clemens out because you didn't like them because they were surly and they were about their business and didn't want to talk to y'all.
How hypocritical is that?
Completely.
How hypocritical?
He got in
and
because
Pete Rose. They need to put Pete Rose in there.
At this point, yes, because now that sports betting is legal everywhere, why are we keep Pete Rose out?
Put him in.
Listen, I'm gonna give you my point on that. If they could give Reggie Bush back his Heisman, because now betting is legal, and we got the NIL deals.
Mm-hmm.
The NILs, then why can't Pete Rose get in? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. They gave Reggie
Somebody
Bush
said the
back
reason why we lost
Heisman.
because we lost game 3 because the Mets were showing the game at Citi Field. Tell the Mets don't show no more Knicks games on the screen at Citi Field.
Please don't.
Right. Jesus.
Yes,
Teddy. But Butler, Big Poppy is in the Hall of Fame, brother.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
He in there.
Yeah, Poppy got
first
in
ballot. First ballot.
Yeah.
And he got a positive
on the first
test.
ballot
with a positive drug test.
Yeah, he had a positive test. Yes,
but Poppy got in because he was loved by the media. Now, don't get me wrong. He had the numbers. I'm not taking that away. But he got in because he was loved by the media. Bonds and Clemens are not loved by the media, so they're going to keep them out as long as they can.
The Hall of Fame has to change that then.
The
Hall of Fame got to change that process, yo.
I feel like only players should be able for Hall of Fame. It should be the Veterans Committee only. It should be the greats of the game should be the only ones that are allowed to vote for it.
I think it should be fans. I think, or a measure of it should be fans. I think
but you don't want to make the Hall of Fame a popularity contest, though.
But that's what the writers are doing. That's what they've done.
No. That's what the writers have done. But now listen, I think it should be fans, but I don't think that you should be nominated unless you have the criteria, unless you have the stats. So I mean, like, no, come on.
And I think this is their last years. They can't be nominated anymore. Right?
If they don't get to a certain percentage.
Yeah, I think Bonds
and all right, Keisha, I got you.
Oh shoot! Well, she ran him out.
Even up there till she said it.
She ran him out of the building Friday night.
Oh God, yes, I saw the reel.
Listen, let me tell you.
He wouldn't come back on screen while she was on there. She ran him out of the building.
Keisha said, "I'm gonna get him together quickly."
I would love to see Keisha and Jason Hendrickson play one-on-one.
In the background, yo. Cynthia was cheering in the background.
She would kill Jason on the court. Keisha
Yes,
was
she
dope.
will.
Keisha was dope.
People don't understand that girl can play some ball. Could play
She could
some
play.
ball, man.
Yeah. She would kill.
That's
her.
why when she
Jason
critiques
got a
the NBA
basketball
or
in
the
his shirt.
WNBA, I respect what she got to say.
Did you say Jason got a basketball
respect
in
her.
his shirt?
That's what I said.
Oh,
No slander.
no.
No slander. No slander. No slander.
Jay,
Keep it
Jay,
sports.
did you go there?
Keep it sports. Keep it
No
sports.
slander.
No
So back
slander.
to what we were saying.
Yeah.
That is sport.
I think
Sumo wrestling.
Oh my gosh.
I think that
Even Keisha's like, oh my God. Dave,
no, we can't do that.
No.
I think
Dave, you
I
killed
honestly
with that
believe
one, man.
that's crazy. I honestly believe that yes, they should let the fans vote on who goes into the Hall of Fame, but the fans are voting on individuals who meet certain criteria, right? Because ain't none of these fans beefing about the steroids. None of them.
yeah, Palmero's not getting in either, but he was another one that didn't have the greatest relationship with the media.
Well, no.
but they go-
Palmero messed up his chances like this.
Yeah, on Congress, on Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, he
Capitol
did.
Hill. He messed
did.
up his chances like this because I believe he would have got in too. Yo, at the end of the day, it should be fans
But Albert
and-
Pujols is going to get
and
in.
players.
Oh, Pujols
Oh,
is getting.
Pujols
And I
is
think
gonna get in.
baseball
They've
is the
been saying he's
hardest
been on
Hall of
the
Fame to
juice.
get in. Baseball might be the hardest Hall of Fame
I
to
don't
get
know
in.
if that's true, Davey. I don't know if
It's
that's
harder
true.
than the NFL.
You can fail 7 times out of 10 and get into the Hall of Fame.
Scott
NBA
I
Brady.
think basketball, you see, because there is no NBA Hall of Fame. It's a basketball Hall of Fame. So
Right.
they going back to college. They looking
Right,
at what you did in high school.
Yes, the National Basketball Hall of Fame. It's just the basketball.
Keisha, it's the writers. The writers have the votes to all of these Hall of Fames for some reason. Some people who have never ever played the sport in their life.
George, you might
have
be
to-
right. I think football is the hardest Hall of Fame to get in. I think you
Yeah.
might have it there. Football is the hardest Hall of Fame to get in.
People who
Nah,
have never played.
it's easy to get in that football Hall of Fame. You look at some of the guys they got in that Hall of Fame, and you be like, you look at the numbers, and you like, how did he get in?
It's people.
football-
People are voting. People are voting for Hall of Fame inductions that have never played the sport. Writers. I don't understand why it's writers.
I agree with that. I don't.
And-
On any sport, I don't know why the writers have such a big vote or ability to influence the vote. I agree with that totally. Whether
Yeah.
even where it comes to even awards for the postseason awards, it makes no sense why the writers have that much say.
Yeah, because that's what Key just asked about the MVP voting.
Mhm.
Like, why are these people? That's why I love, I love the fact that Shaq got Joker the other day. Shaq was like, you shouldn't be the MVP.
He got him, but Shaq just bit him, man.
It's
Because
been
he
that
didn't
way.
win more.
Because
But
he
I'm
feels he
sure
should
he's
have
not
more
in these awards.
MVPs. He feels he should have more MVPs than just one. I'm
But
gonna tell
Joker,
you what-
look at Joker numbers.
But I'm gonna tell you which year he's really bitter about. It's the year that Steve Nash beat him. He can't
Yes.
get over that.
He's got a legitimate gripe as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
because-
Samuel, that's the procedure for all of those Hall of Fames. It's a 5 years, so 5 years retirement, and then you are eligible to be voted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but the thing about the Baseball Hall of Fame, you only can get nominated a certain amount of times if you don't get that certain percentage. If you don't get that certain percentage, you can never get nominated again. You have to rely on the
Veterans Committee.
The Veterans Committee to get in after
I
that.
think they waived that 5 years for Kobe, though, right?
Yeah, Kobe
Yes,
got
they
waived
did.
because of him, and I mean, he was gonna get in regardless. But
And then Shaq. Well, I think it might have been Shaq. He said Kobe got in the Hall of Fame because he finally learned how to pass.
You know what? You know what, Dave. You know what, right? You know what, man.
Yeah, we all agree. I think we all agree on that. Steve Nash did not deserve to win it that year over Shaq. I definitely agree.
That's the
Steve-
year he's upset he got snubbed on. He's
Yeah.
gotten snubbed on, but it's that Steve Nash year. He can't get
Yes.
over that one.
Yo, listen to me. Jalen Brunson had better numbers than Steve Nash had both of those years he won an MVP.
Combined.
And that's
Right.
what Shaq is saying.
Right.
He said it was totally given to him.
Yeah.
But Nash team finished number 1 though, didn't it? Didn't the Suns finish with the number 1 seed?
I think so. I think
I
that team.
think they
yeah.
did that year. Yeah.
But then if we're doing that, then that's why Shea should have won this year.
Right.
Yeah.
And he had better numbers than Joker.
Of course. Yeah. Most valuable player. The wording itself is supposed to say this team absolutely needs him to go. This team absolutely needs him to like this. As a matter of fact, the percentage of wins would not happen without this individual being on the team because he is valuable to what we do. He's valuable to our culture. He's valuable, the most valuable player.
Absolutely.
When you got wow, I don't know. I think that they need to change that system. The system is a flawed system.
I'll give you 2 years that Jordan was very upset that he didn't win. The year that Magic beat him, he felt like Magic shouldn't have. He felt like he got robbed that year. And the year that Karl Malone beat him, he felt like those 2 years he felt like he should have got the MVP. Remember Magic beat him? Nobody thought Magic was going to win it that year.
True.
And he beat Jordan. They gave it to Magic. So Shaq is the only one that's been MVP.
But you gotta be a winner too. Jordan wasn't a proven winner at that time.
I mean, I don't know about that, Dave. Jordan was a proven winner at that point. That year
When Magic got MVP?
The year that Magic beat him out for MVP, the Bulls were a playoff team. They hadn't won a championship yet.
The track record is exactly what we said earlier in this particular discussion. If the media don't like you,
right,
9 times out of 10 is because you didn't give the media the kind of sound bites that they wanted. You didn't. They wanted the interview. They feel like since you curved on us, then we're gonna curve on you.
You gotta, and you know what, Butler? I got the hugest point on that. All of these records, Wilt Chamberlain got just about every record in the book. I think he only got 2 MVPs.
Yo,
right.
That's crazy.
Wilt Chamberlain didn't rock with the media at all.
He didn't rock with the media at all.
I'll give you another one. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you this. Maybe y'all know. Is Albert Bell in the Hall of Fame?
Albert Bell is not in the Hall of Fame, no.
And don't you think if anybody should be in the Hall of Fame, Albert Bell? But
numbers wise, he absolutely deserves to be there. Numbers wise,
the media.
Wait a minute. The Big Hurt.
Yeah, Frank Thomas is not in the Hall of Fame either.
What? I thought Frank Thomas was in there. Hold on. That's why I'm telling you, baseball got to be the hardest one to get in.
Nah, he's not in.
No. Baseball.
It is because it's left up to the writers and then the bet committee.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you got to also remember, Davey, that Hall of Fame, baseball is supposedly America's favorite pastime.
Yes.
So there's a racial narration in there as well.
Uh-oh.
No, we got to talk about it. Talk about it.
There's
no,
a
we need to dedicate an entire show to that, though. We need
yes, because those writers are all white guys. and
Yeah.
they never retire. Once you're on the committee to vote as a writer, you get to vote until you die. You
Wow.
get to vote until you die. You don't ever get taken off.
Yeah.
Once they nominate you, you're on for life.
Yeah, but baseball, Davey, baseball don't like to see all these blacks and Hispanics in the Hall of Fame like that. Because
They
if you
want to keep
remember,
it lily
Oh,
white.
wait. I have a retraction. I'm sorry. Frank Thomas is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Thank
but
God.
Albert Bell is not.
Albert Bell is not. No.
Albert Bell is not.
Albert Bell did not get in. Frank Thomas did get in 2014, I believe. Let me just double check. I think it was looked like it was his 4th year on the ballot.
Listen,
He should have been first ballot.
Albert Bell was
That
Barry
means
Bonds before Barry Bonds.
9 years after his retirement, they finally decide to put him in. They definitely want to keep it lily white. You're absolutely right. Because the Hall of Fame, remember, the Hall of Fame, the original people that was in that Hall of Fame was all white folk. This is a sport that didn't want any black people in it at all,
Right.
whatsoever. Jackie Robinson didn't get in the Hall of Fame immediately after he was retired 5 years later.
No, he didn't.
No.
They kept him out as long as they most possibly could. And eventually they had to respect that man because he broke that color barrier. Eventually they had to say that
And
number
they had
42 ain't being.
they had to bow to the new culture. The new
Yeah.
culture said, there's no way y'all can show me these numbers. And on top of that, that man was the prototype for black players coming into the league,
Yeah.
and he don't get in.
Yeah.
They had to
Correct.
make up for it.
Dude,
Correct.
baseball, as much as I love baseball, I played it. But baseball is
America's pastime.
America's pastime.
It's America's
And
pastime.
yeah, that's the nice way to say it.
That's the nice way to say it. But
But that's Whitey Town.
yes, sir.
Baseball is Whitey Town, Davey. It's Whitey Town. They do not want us in that sport. And they can scream all they want. Oh, there's not enough diversity in it. They don't want any diversity in it. You don't see no black owners.
And I got one worse. You ain't gonna see these Chinese boys. What that boy Shohei Ohtani act like he can't speak no English with all that gambling. You know they know money. If you go to any Chinese restaurant, they might not know everything else, but they know money.
Yeah.
And they're not
And
letting
you ain't
go
gonna
for
ever see a Chinese person in the Hall
You
of
ain't
Fame.
getting away for a penny in there. If you got 99 cents and the soda is $1, they gonna pull it back. You ain't getting out of there.
He been up here for 5 years and like he can't talk. He know.
The only black owners, Kenny Lofton is not in. No.
Kenny Lofton is not in.
The only black owners in the Major League Baseball is minority owners, and that's Reggie Jackson and Magic Johnson, if he's still a part of that.
He's part of the
Dodgers. Yeah.
He's still with the Dodgers. He's still there.
Reggie Jackson is an owner somewhere too, ain't he?
Reggie, I don't think so. Let me check.
No, Reggie don't have no ownership.
Because Reggie is a Yankee ambassador.
He sure is.
Wait a minute. I think Reggie got ownership in one of these teams somewhere, y'all.
But while he's looking for that, yeah, you know.
No, in fact, Reggie Jackson said his own words that Reggie Jackson says he was kept from an ownership role due to race.
Whoa.
He said that in a documentary.
Correct. Not last year, March 23rd of last year.
He said it in a documentary. I remember.
That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy.
But that
in baseball, they can continue.
No.
They can continue to get away with this because baseball can do this. They can do this for the next 50 years.
Garcia Parra wouldn't be in Ted simply because Garcia Parra didn't play enough years.
He didn't play long enough.
Yeah, he didn't play enough years. Miguel Tejada, he was borderline. I wouldn't.
We'll see if Manny Ramirez gets in. He was on the list too for steroids.
Yeah, he ain't getting in there. They can't put him in and don't put Roger Clemens in.
Wait, what was that last statement?
Sam said he worked at Yankee Stadium and they hate him and his nasty attitude. Reggie they're talking about. Reggie is known for being surly. That's not new. Reggie is known for being surly.
He's the straw that stirs the drink.
I mean,
basically, straight like that. You don't win that championship in '77 without him.
You sure don't.
That dude hit 3 home runs, brother. That dude hit 3.
Reggie is hated a lot because of his swag. He was the first guy to like really introduce swag to baseball.
And he beat up white people on the baseball field.
Listen, him and Billy Martin fist fight in the clubhouse.
Right in the dugout. Yep.
Okay.
Can't
him
do
and
that.
Billy Martin.
He fought his manager.
The manager.
He fought his manager. So like, yo.
Listen, but
you ain't getting no ownership like that.
But hey, George Steinbrenner loved him.
He did.
George Steinbrenner loved him.
And he thought he was getting another Reggie when he went and got Dave Winfield. He thought he was getting another Reggie Jackson.
And he learned very quickly that wasn't it. And that's why he wanted to get out from under that contract. Listen, the Winfield, him hating Dave Winfield was the best thing to happen to the Yankees because because George getting thrown out for those years restored order with our front office so that we could build the dynasty that we were able to rebuild for the 90s into the 2000s. But and it looks like they're back on that. The Yankees are playing very, very well so far this year, leading the AL East. But you know who's giving us problems? The Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles are really good this year. But
they've been good the last few years, man. They pitching is something, and they got a good offense.
Yeah, Baltimore has turned things around, and it's absolutely what they needed to do. It's absolutely what they needed to do. Especially because the Yankees used to kill them.
And Stanton is like a man possessed. Man, this guy's hitting the cover off the ball.
Listen, he got into great shape. He dropped some of that muscle, so his swing's a lot faster. Because I think he finally realized that too much muscle is what was keeping him on the disabled list so much because he couldn't stay healthy. There is a thing: you cannot be that muscular and play sports like that. You can't.
You got to get some yoga. Got to get that yoga.
Thurman Munson not in the Hall of Fame? I don't know about that.
I think Thurman is. I think Thurman is
in the Hall of Fame. Let me double check that.
I think Thurman Munson is.
Yeah.
Well, at the point that Monument Park feels a little more important than the Hall of Fame.
I'm about to say Thurman Munson. Yeah. The Monument Park is bigger than the Hall of Fame.
It is.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy.
Right. So Andy Pettitte may not ever get in the Hall of Fame, but he in Monument Park.
That's right.
And guess what?
Thurman Munson is not in the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
I do believe it because
not in the Hall of Fame.
Because he's been getting close with those percentages, but they would never vote him in. Gossage is not in there either, right?
I think Gossage got in a couple years ago with the Veterans Committee. I'll check.
With the Vets Committee.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
We talk about some iconic Yankees here, okay? We're talking about iconic Yanks that are not in the Hall of Fame.
Veterans Committee voted him in 2008. Goose Gossage.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he didn't get in. He didn't get in by the writers. The writers didn't do it. And Goose was a closer, Doc.
He was the original closer.
Yes, sir.
He said Munson was a racist.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that about Munson.
Never.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. Not saying it ain't
I
true,
heard
but
Babe Ruth had black girlfriends.
Yes. That I believe. Yep, Anthony West, yeah, without 3 starters. And you know, you see, we got tired of talking about it, so we done moved on to other sports. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The Knicks are going to go home tonight, get some rest in their own beds. And the pressure is still on Indy because now they have to win a road game in the toughest arena in basketball to win on the road in the playoffs. So, listen, I'm still confident.
I am still confident. I'm not even afraid.
The only thing I'm leery about, Game 7s at the Garden, you just never know what's going to happen with our opponents because they turn into Black Jesus.
Well, I don't think this series is going to a game 7. Reason why is because I actually believe we'll win game 5, and then you gotta rest until Friday.
Right.
I
And
think
then
we'll
and then
I
hopefully
think
you'll
we'll
have
win in
OG back
Indiana.
in time for Friday. And
Yeah,
again, we're 26-5 in games where OG plays.
yeah.
If we do a game 7, is that Pentecost Sunday?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I feel fire. I feel fire.
Well, Teddy, I said Knicks in 6 from the beginning. I said Knicks in 6 from the beginning. Yeah, NBA is a business. They may just drag this series. Let's hope not, Keisha. Our team is banged up.
Yo,
I need them
that
to end
is
this and move
yo,
on.
that is a very good point. And we're not a show that's into conspiracy theories, but you can't help but to wonder, like, at the end of the day, it's about that money. And then
Absolutely, but game 5 is back at the Garden, so I'm not worried about Indiana being undefeated at home because they haven't beaten us at the Garden either. So I'm not worried.
yeah,
They often say it's not a series until the road team wins. That's
Right.
the old adage. It's not a series until the road team wins. So the road team hasn't won yet. So right now the Knicks are still very much in the driver's seat. So they got to
yeah,
go in on Tuesday night, take care of business at home, put the pressure back squarely on Indy, going back to Indy on Friday with a much better rested team. I won't say well rested, but a better rested team, and hopefully getting OG Anunoby back.
yeah, yeah. Great show, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome show as always, fellas. Tuesday night we will be back again after game number 5 from Madison Square Garden. Want to thank everyone that came on and joined us today. As always, Keisha Carter, Ted Simpson, Sam Jennings, Phyllis Brantley, Jake from State Farm, better known as Bucky Keaton. All of you wonderful people. If I didn't name you, Jason Hendrickson, Jesse Moore, David Quinones, thank you all for coming on. Gerard Jarvis. Everybody, just everybody. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for joining us tonight. Join us Tuesday night. Again, Knicks get drubbed today, but again, series is now tied at 2.
Going to watch the game Tuesday at Jack Doyle's.
Okay, L will be at Jack Doyle's, probably with J Mac on Tuesday night. Jack Doyle's. It's gonna be rocking because it's a game 5, pivotal game in the series. So the Garden will be rocking. Outside the Garden will be rocking.
I'm coming up there Tuesday. I'm coming with you.
David,
I got Bible study, but I'm going right after my Bible study.
Let's go,
David
baby.
is going to Jack Doyle's.
I might have some G-Light sweet cakes with me.
So the post game Tuesday night will be on location outside of Madison Square Garden, and I will be in the studio. So look out for that, and we hope to see you on Tuesday night. Until then, as always, still orange and blue skies. 2-2.
Still.
Going back to Madison Square Garden. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace out.
Peace.